Lots of examples,
Sure.
and in the end, what happened was a lot of venture capital investors.
What's the number one thing you learned as a venture capitalist? You've been doing it for 15 years. You say there's a lot of lessons you learned. What's the number one thing you've learned?
So I never answer the number one because there's so many.
All right, give
but
me the
I will
top
give
two,
you.
three.
I will give you a couple.
Yeah.
One is, and this is maybe it flies in the face of what a lot of people tell you, but you should invest in the trend. What I mean by that is,
so invest into the momentum.
yes, absolutely.
So social networking, mobile,
Online
group
gaming,
buying, online gaming.
absolutely.
There's going to be multiple winners.
Multiple winners, and here it's
It's
so
a
many
trend
reasons.
for a reason.
It's a trend for a reason is one. The other, of course, is who do the best employees want to work for? They want to work for the exciting new company. So you have an easier time
People
recruiting.
want to be on the side that's winning.
Yes. And of course, the acquisition candidates. Big companies, let's face it, big companies rarely innovate. The way they do get that DNA is they acquire businesses.
Sure.
Which businesses do they acquire? I worked in strat planning, right? When I was working in corporate America. We acquire the businesses that we're reading about in the newspapers, that are reading about in the magazines. And those businesses tend to be ones that are building on a new trend.
M&A at a company like a Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, whatever big company, I'm not going to pick a specific one, but are you saying that they're trend-driven?
Gee, what a surprise, right? And why are they trend-driven? Because when they're on
They
those...
want to look good to their bosses?
Yes, and who are their ultimate bosses? Public
Shareholders.
shareholders. When you go and read those public company transcripts, inevitably one of the analysts says, but what about social networking? What's your social networking strategy?
And thus you have AOL buying Bebo in a disaster with untrained management, not thinking about it, but saying, hey, 50 on a social network when Facebook's worth 10 billion seems like a steal.
Yes, and by the way, it always bothers me that I and my firm, Clearstone, have always been in many times on the wrong side of the M&As. And what I mean by that is we sold PayPal to eBay at a price that was way, way too low.
1.8 billion.
1.8 billion. And now really
It's worth 25 billion.
25 billion and is the real value, I think, of the eBay franchise now. Overture.
It is eBay.
Overture, Bill Gross's creation.
Yep.
The invention of the pay-for-placement click
The
model.
entire Google model.
We sold that for about $1 billion forward to Yahoo.
Would be worth
right?
200 billion as Google. Or let's say it's half Google's success, it's worth 100 billion.
Right. And
so let's see, you did about 10x less than PayPal, and you did at least 100x less in Go.
yeah. And so what I say is,
But you still made a lot of money.
We made a lot of money, but frankly,
you want to kill yourself.
the Clearstone people, the Clearstone family did not want to sell those companies. It was the other board members and investors who said,
You were
"Let's
not
go
in
do
control of it. That's one of
No,
the
that's-
unfortunate parts
yes.
of being a VC.
That is. In
So
fact,
everybody thinks the VCs have the power, but in fact,
it's complete BS. Right?
you don't have the power because
No.
if I'm a crazy entrepreneur and
You
I
can do
decide
what you want.
I'm going to go off the reservation, what do? What is
not
your
much.
backup plan? You going to come in and run Mahalo?
I've said, right, what do we know, right?
Exactly.
We're finance guys, right?
Right.
That's what we really are. And a lot of VCs say, oh, I'm not a finance guy. Look, at the end of the day, you are investing money.
There's
right?
a reason why you're investing money and not starting companies.
That's right.
Right. You're
Yeah.
good at what you do. I'm good at what I do.
That's exactly
That's
right.
why it's just like the TV dynamic. Hey, listen, if you're running CBS and you're Les Moonves, you're not Charlie Sheen. You can't do what Charlie Sheen does, and you're going to let him smoke 8-gram rocks all day long if he's getting the
Probably.
ratings.
That's probably
You
right.
don't care if your entrepreneurs are off the reservation. You care if the metrics are going in the right direction.
That's right. And so it's very, very
You
difficult.
like an off-the-reservation kind of entrepreneur,
Well,
let's be honest. You like a little crazy in an entrepreneur.
Of course, because at the end of the day, who attracts a lot of the juice in an organization? It's the guy who's doing something innovative.
You've been watching This Week in Startups. To watch the full episode, click here. To check out some other shows from This Week In, click here.